Oh my goodness. You don't say. Oh my goodness, you don't say. Oh my goodness, you do not say. Oh, sorry. Oh, is it time for a thrift haul? Excuse me. Let me take a sip out of my Corel mug and I'll get over it. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. And no, it is not New Year's Day. But if you happen to be a Philadelphian or know anything about Philadelphia history, you'll recognize that that song is the famous song played by the Mummers as they march down Broad Street. They've been doing that for, good grief, how old is the Mummers Day Parade? I want to say it goes back to the 1890s. It's kind of a bizarre thing. If you've never heard of the Mummers before, Google them. I think you might find it interesting. That's the Quaker City String Band. Philadelphia, of course, not only known as the city of brotherly love, but also the Quaker City. Mummers are mostly made up of banjos, saxophones, and big double bass fiddles. All right, here's a thrift haul, so let's see what we've got. We'll dive in right down here to these 1978 mugs that were put out by McDonald's. Actually, Anchor Hocking made these, so if you look close enough, you'll see the anchor right there. And these were promotional mugs. Garfield, and these are all from 1978. They sell for maybe $5 or $6 each. I paid 50 cents each for them. Excuse me, that's nice. Back here we have two Starbucks, three Starbucks mugs. I can't really say, well, first of all, no, I don't drink Starbucks coffee. It's too expensive for me and it's a little too strong. As you know, I prefer to percolate my own. But people go nuts over these big mugs. And I found out that I can actually get probably $25 for the three of those. This one came out in 2007. It's 17 ounces, and then the big 20-ounce guys right here, I have two of them. Each of these were $1 each, by the way, and this is 2010. So I'll probably sell these two together since they're a matching set, and then this one. Could probably get 20 bucks for that, maybe even 10 for that one, so there could be 30 bucks there in Starbucks mugs. Here's a piece of carnival glass. You might be thinking, yeah, you showed us that before. No. I have one that's similar to this, made by the same company, and that particular style is called a bonbon dish. It's probably one of the easiest things to find in carnival glass. Most common anyway. I liked it because it doesn't have any grapes or giraffes or fish or birds or butterflies or insects embossed on it. And the base color to it is, again, kind of a pinkish amethyst color. You often find these in green or blue or amethyst. Those, by the way, are not cracks. Those are called stretch marks, sometimes erroneously referred to as straw marks, and that's comes when the glass is handled in the manufacturing process. That I paid $4 for, has very little value. They used to have a lot more, but I would be lucky if I could get 20 bucks for that online, so I think I'll keep that and throw that into my Carnival glass collection, which I don't have a huge collection of it, but I do like it. Here's also, oh, and I think that's Fenton. This I know is Fenton. It's unmarked, new Fenton, says Fenton on the bottom. This, you can tell it's Fenton by, they made a ton of cranberry glass. They love to ruffle their edges like this. And they also love doing this thumbprint or coin dot on their glass. So it's clearly a Fenton piece. It might be worth $18, something like that. And as I said, the newer pieces are marked on the bottom. I guess, well, I know, it would say Fenton right there. And this has some wear on the bottom of it. It might not show up in this light, but you can see some scratches where you would expect to see it from years and years and years of something being slid across the table. So really pretty Fenton glass vase. That was about $3, I think, is what I paid for that. Yes, another Fire King Peach Luster Deviled Egg Plate. This will be like the fourth one I've sold. Well, I haven't sold this one yet, but every time I get them, I sell them pretty quickly. They're very heavy. Very popular in the 50s. It is anchor hocking, and that finish on there is peach luster. I did learn from my original boxes of the bakeware that the bakeware was called copper tint, and it is a slightly different color than this. That'll sell for $15 or something like about that. Back there is a green depression glass console bowl. I don't even have to put it under a black light. It's very clear to me that it's the uranium glass. Console bowls are not that popular now. It's not a style that people really decorate with. Console meaning this would go in the middle of your dining room table or on your sideboard with candlesticks on either side. You could put a flower frog in the middle of it or whatever else you'd like. Very popular in the 1930s. Very popular design. I love the design. It's very much like a jellyfish to me, the way it rolls. The sides roll over and almost touch the table, but not quite. Don't know which company made it. A lot of depression glass companies made this style and in that color. I paid $2 for it. I'm going to hold on to it because it doesn't have a great deal of value online. It would probably sit there and I might be lucky if I could get $12 or $15 for it, but people collect uranium glass, so who knows. Sticking with the depression glass, here is a mayonnaise or condiment set, and it's nice to have the underplate and the matching bowl. With some research I could tell you who made it, but I haven't done my research and I'm probably not going to. I'm not really concerned with who made it. The underplate is etched. It's pink, which is hard to tell in this. Pink never shows up very well in the webcam. I don't think. But it is pink, 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 you stink. And what would happen is you would put mayonnaise in there, and sometimes there'd even be a pink glass spoon where you could get the mayonnaise out, or whatever condiment you choose. I really don't like mayonnaise. I put horseradish in it. Pink depression glass does okay. I could probably try to get 20 bucks for it with the underplate as well. It's pretty. There's a glass shade back there for a hurricane, for a lamp. The clear glass chimney would come through here. It's this is just for someone who needs a replacement. White on the inside. See, it's two layers of glass. It's always white on the inside and green on the out. Before I put it back, there is a a lot of reflection. God Bless Our Home. It's a framed print with a mat in a 1930s frame, probably purchased in, let's see if we can get it better. Probably purchased in a 5 and 10 cent store in the 1930s. This would be this is a typical gift item of that time period. The artwork, and I imagine if I take it out of here and pull this mat away, I'll be able to find the title of the print and who did it. It's very much in the style of Maxfield Parrish or R. Atkinson Fox. And I would actually probably attribute it to R.A. Fox. Looks just like his work. But there were a lot of people doing this kind of work in the 1930s. Again, I love it because I love the 30s, but most other people would probably throw it away. The value on it, who knows? 12 bucks. It's the fun, it's the memory, it's the nostalgia of all this stuff. Well, yeah, I do like selling things and making a lot of money too, but it goes beyond that. Yes, you've seen those pumpkin glasses before, but they're not the same ones. I had a set of 8 and I sold them. That's a set of 10. And I picked those up this weekend at the same flea market where I got the other set. And they're made by Libby, probably in the late 70s or early 80s. I'm going to split these up into 2 groups of 5. I don't remember what I sold the 8 for. I want to say 20 something. I guess I could go back and watch my Guess What Sold on eBay video. But I'll split these 2 into groups of 10. They were 50 cents each. So we'll see if we can get 20 bucks or so, 24 bucks out of the 2 sets. And I don't charge, I'm currently charging people shipping, so all of my prices that I quote, folks also have to pay the shipping, so let's point that out. Yeah, there's a lot of salt and pepper shakers here. I'm going to go through those really quickly. Back here, the tacky, but I love it. 1960s fruit, beaded fruit with these. It's made by, there's like a base and then pins, straight pins are stuck through these beads. Anyway, there's banana and strawberry, pear, apple, grapes. Isn't this exciting? I know my fruit. I don't know what this guy is. Come here. See, what grows like that? And that one's a different color. There's an orange under there. And a lemon. And I love the pineapple. Come on. Isn't that cool? Never seen the pineapple before. Look at that stove. Doesn't it need to be cleaned? So anyway, and then this I didn't buy. Well, I've had this forever. So anyway, but I put the fruit in that bowl so you can see what it looks like. What am I gonna get for this fruit? Maybe 20 bucks. I don't know. I paid $2 for the entire bag of it. So I'm gonna keep it together. This, by the way, was made. You could buy a kit and make this at home. One of those home projects in the 60s and even early 70s. Here are 2 mixing bowls, opaque glass mixing bowls, one in white, and one in an ivory color or a custard color, which might still look white unless I put it next to the white one. These were made by various glass companies. McKee made some, Jeanette made some. And they would go with the Hamilton Beach mixers, the Mix Master, there were some other names as well, Sunbeam, and it's always nice to pick those up. They were also 50 cents each. This one's very common. This one is 2. I think the one in custard is a little more desirable. Anyway, I'll probably sell them for about 6 bucks each. Here's a trivet that says to have a friend, you better be one. I added an extra word to that. And I like how it's sort of Christmassy. I haven't seen one like that. Could be made by Wilton, but it doesn't say. I usually sell trivets for 12 bucks. They sell pretty well for me. Here, these are plastic. I love these. Can't you just see these with the primary set of, you know what I'm trying to say. Pirates mixing bowls. They're not marked. These are not marked, so I don't know who made them, but it does have the... Am I making you dizzy by moving? It does have the... I don't know why I can't decide where to show you these. But wouldn't they be neat on a nail in a little 50s kitchen? They were 50 cents, and I'll probably sell them for $8 or so. That was free. Everybody recognizes pieces from a Monopoly set. Let me get this bad boy to focus. There we go. The Monopoly set was trashed, but for free I saved all the pieces. I will put those online and sell them to someone who needs a replacement set of Monopoly pieces. This is a lid, which is worth $20 to $25. That's what it sells for. Do you know what it's from? No, it is not Pyrex. Go to the back of the class. Yes, I heard a couple of you shout, Fire King, Jadeite, it is. And this is the Jane Ray pattern, and that's the lid to the sugar bowl. Popular in the 40s, and actually in the early 50s. Now, you'll see there is a chip on the inside rim of the lid. Most collectors are okay with that. You do not see it. It doesn't affect it at all when it's in place on the sugar bowl. That was $1, and it'll sell for at least $20. Don't worry about this. That's just me and my fascination with antique electrical things. This I bought to keep for myself. It's an Art Deco flashlight from the late 20s or early 1930s, and it does have a maker's name. It is... Okay, don't focus. Be that way. It's the Quick Light Company, made in Wauseon, Ohio. And it works. The batteries are in it. I'm not going to try to turn it on. That, again, dates to the late 20s, early 30s, and it was really cool to find an Art Deco. I've never seen that before, so that's really cool. Let's finish up here with what's on the table, and then we'll quickly go through the salt and pepper shakers, which won't take long. This is almost over. It's like being at the dentist, right? It's almost over. That Delphite shaker over there was $1.01, and it was the big disappointment of the day because, you know, I'm still thinking 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when these things sold like crazy. Now it's worth about $5. Made by, I want to say Jeanette. Am I right? Is this Jeanette? I think it's Jeanette. Made around 1930. You can see the lid is in bad shape, but they reproduced those. But I'll still be able to sell that. I think that's everything except the salt and pepper shakers and my party lights. We'll save them for last. Let's quickly go through salt and pepper shakers. There are 12 sets. I paid $10 for the box. Oh no, I forgot these guys. That was in the last thrift haul video, but I forgot to tell you what it is. It's just some dumb little angel on a shoe. I don't know whose idea that was. I shouldn't say dumb. It's a little cherub with no clothes on a shoe. I don't know who was sitting around saying, hey, let's come up with a piece of porcelain of a naked angel on a shoe, but apparently this is a big hit with somebody. And it's made by the... Yeah. It's made by... That's who made it. The Pioneer Merchandise Company of New York, manufactured in Japan but imported. That would be the importer. The American company is the importer but manufactured in Japan. So, I don't know, that was $1 and I might be able to get 10. Nothing exciting here on this table really in terms of money value, but here's a dog, and I know that you know what he is. Hot Dog, but that's not his real name. Dash Hound? No. What is he called? I don't remember. But he's Japan and he has a matte finish and he's really cool. Alright, salt and pepper shakers. Again, there are 12 sets of them, so they really ended up costing me about 90 cents each. And almost all of them are made in Japan. Some of these I kind of figured out what they are, and some I have no idea. These two pudgy children, no clue. By the way, there's one salt shaker with a chip. The rest of them are perfect. These are more of a heavy porcelain, and these are Japan. They're cute. I'll let you see them. All right. And now they will get the heck out of the way. I don't know who these two are. I've asked a couple of my thrifting friends, and they look French to me. I've seen, I don't know, or are they golfing hats? I'm not really sure who. I know it's not, you know, I'm pretty good with like Laurel and Hardy and Fibber McGee and Molly and Kukla Fran and Ollie and all those, you know, Amos and Andy. So, but I don't know who, if this is anybody or if they're just heads of two dudes. Again, they kind of look French to me, but I don't know. I am not a fan of clowns. Ooh, and these clowns are creepy. Some of you are going, oh, they're so cute. Well, then they're for sale. They will be anyway at Scott's Old Curiosity Shop, and you can have them. I am not being very nice today. They have funny little hats, and they're mad about something. I'd be mad if I was dressed like that too. But I guess they're cute. Okay, they're cute. These little gold things, I don't know. They're tiny, and these are all Japan. I'm not a fan of racial stereotypes or any types of stereotypes, but we know this was an unfortunate time in our country's history. But these are still very collectible, and the mammy figures here, and I don't know if these are not marked Japan, so they could be USA. I'm not sure. They have what I would say a respectable loss of paint, meaning that it's not horrible. I've seen worse. The loss of paint on them is pretty consistent with age and use across both of them, and you just always see this paint coming off if the paint is not under the glaze. I know real vintage nifty Jeffrey and I have been lamenting, I didn't say that right, Jeffrey from Real Nifty Vintage and I have been lamenting over how this red always seems to chip off. It's like the color that's painted on over the glaze. Who can give us an answer? And I don't mean make something up either. I mean, I want to know. Yeah, we both want to know. Why is red paint over top of the glaze? And I don't want your guesses. I want to know if you know and can document it, because it bugs me. All right, those are plastic. Blah, blah, blah. These are almost like Tupperware. And I love the tops on them, the way they put the S and the P. So I don't know. These might be early Tupperware. Now, does anybody know? I don't know, because I didn't research these, but these are kind of neat. Sort of Tupperware-ish. Let's see, there are two Asian figures back there. That's the one that has a chip under his little hat, whatever that hat is called. There's a chip right there, and somebody colored it in okay. Two ducks back there, no big deal. Two Dutch people kissing, making out. By the way, they're sitting on a bench, and they are Dutch. They have their little clogs on, not clogs, but what those little wooden things they wear? Clogs, I guess. And, you know, her little Dutch hat. Ouch. And the bench that they're sitting on has the exact same Paper Japan sticker on it. So it's really cool that they had been sitting on that same bench for 60 years, kissing. Those right there have sort of a Dutch windmill effect. Those are hand painted. Those are Hazel Atlas. Because they say Hazel Atlas right there. See? See the HA underneath? Right there. And they have a nice enameled paint on, it's like a toll painting, but it's enamel, and that does not, this does not chip off, which is really cool. Those are really pretty. That is everybody except these two in the canoe, and they're probably my favorite right here. So this dude has his paddle, and he sits right there, and his buddy, his little partner over here, is playing the banjo. And he sits in the front like that, and they sail across the table. like this, supplying salt and pepper. Hello, Asian lady. Would you like some salt and pepper? So anyway, I think it's neat that they're in their canoe. That one might be the most valuable one. I don't know. You know, when you go on and you Google salt and pepper, or you know, you go to eBay and you look up the completed listings, not what people are asking, not what's selling, but what completed. Well, if you look at what's selling, there are thousands of salt and pepper shakers, and equally in 60 days, hundreds and hundreds of salt and pepper shakers sell. So I don't know. I'm just going to make stuff up and see what happens with these salt and pepper shakers. And lastly, was real excited to get these party lights. And you know what? We're going to turn up the... Where's my... I guess we're not going to turn... I was going to turn up the music and turn out the lights and let you see these party lights, right? Is this cool or what? Now, I know that's not mid-century music, so we really need to be playing something from the 60s. And the original box back here says party lights. You get 7 patio lights. And, oops, I don't want to. See? Indoor or outdoor. And of course, they're gay and colorful. I would have no other kind. So these really, because of the iconic 60s look and the color, these are plastic, by the way. And the cord is in excellent shape. Those are all the original light bulbs. I know that because the light bulbs have a really funny shape to them, and I'm gonna see if I can show you. And I might not be able to get all the way in there, so no, you're not gonna be able to see it. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. It's a very interesting shape to that light bulb. It's a shape I've never seen before. Maybe I'll show you later. So I don't know. I think these party lights, I'm going to throw them online and maybe ask $50 for them or something like that, because where are you going to find another pair for your 1960s porch? All right, everybody, this is Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching and so long for now. Oh, by the way, since I messed up Jeffrey's name in my... By the way, and as a footnote, I messed up... By the way, all joking aside, if you haven't already... By the way, all joking aside, if you haven't already discovered Jeffrey from Real Nifty Vintage, and I know a lot of you got to me through him, check out his site. The link is below. He's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not familiar with him, click on the link below and go and look at some of the thrift haul videos and the Guess What Sold videos that he does as well. Again, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and I have to get back into my Silver Screen magazine and find out what's going on with Rita Hayworth. So long for now.